Vrindavan Society. It had a peaceful name, but it wasn't a peaceful place, not anymore. Once a haven of tranquility, it stood as a monument to fear and mystery. The air had been thick with stories untold, secrets buried deep within its walls. Perched atop a hill overlooking the city, it had promised serenity. The view from the top was breathtaking, a panorama of the bustling city below, a stark contrast to the eerie silence that enveloped the building. It whispered of darker things, shadows lingered, fear remained. The hallways, once filled with laughter and life, were haunted by an unsettling quiet. Every creak, every rustle seemed to echo with the ghosts of the past. The building itself seemed to hold its breath. Its windows, like eyes, stared blankly into the distance, as if waiting for something or someone. The walls, if they could speak, would have told tales of sorrow and dread. A sense of unease permeated the air, clinging to visitors like cobwebs. The corridors were draped in shadows, and the very atmosphere seemed to hum with a low, almost imperceptible tension. It was as if the building itself was alive, aware of every step taken within its confines. Residents hurried through the corridors, avoiding eye contact, their faces etched with worry. They spoke in hushed tones, if at all, and their eyes darted nervously, as if expecting something to emerge from the shadows. The society on the hill was no longer just a place to live, it had become a place to survive. It had begun subtly, almost imperceptibly at first. In flat 105, an unassuming apartment in an old building, a family had moved in, unaware of the dark history that lingered within its walls. They had felt it first, a chill in the air that seemed to follow them from room to room, a coldness that no amount of heating could dispel, a presence that seemed to watch them from the shadows. Unexplained sounds had echoed through the halls. Whispers in the night had kept them awake, hearts pounding.
Objects had vanished, only to reappear in strange places. Keys, toys, even furniture had seemed to move on their own, as if guided by unseen hands. Doors had creaked open, seemingly on their own in the dead of night. The family would wake to find them ajar, though they were sure they had locked them. The family, once happy and full of life, had been plunged into a nightmare. Their laughter had turned to screams, their peace to terror. They had not been alone in flat 105.
The temperature had dropped sharply inside flat 105. Even on the warmest days, an unnatural chill had persisted. Footsteps had echoed in the hallway, though no one had been there. Whispers had followed them, disembodied voices weaving tales of sorrow and despair. The family had tried to ignore it. They couldn't. Something had been terribly wrong. Then she had appeared. A spectral figure, draped in white, had emerged. Her face, if she had one, had remained shrouded. She had glided through walls, a silent apparition.
The family had seen her. Their guests had seen her.
Her sorrow had been palpable, a suffocating weight.
Fear had escalated, tightening its grip on the residents of Vrindavan Society. Word had spread like wildfire. The haunting of flat 105 had become the talk of the society. Other residents had shared their own unsettling experiences.
Unexplained noises, fleeting shadows, and a feeling of being watched.
Fear had become a constant companion. The once peaceful community had been bound by terror. Whispers of the land's history had surfaced. The ground beneath our feet held stories untold, secrets buried deep within its soil. Each step we took echoed the past, a past filled with sorrow and mystery. The land remembered, even if we did not. Stories of a tragic incident had emerged. A suicide. The air grew heavy with the weight of the past, as if the very atmosphere was thick with the memories of those who once walked there. The tragic end of a life, a soul lost to despair, left an indelible mark on the land, a soul unable to find peace. Restless and wandering, the spirit sought solace but found none. The echoes of their anguish reverberated through time, a haunting reminder of a life cut short. The land itself seemed to mourn, its silence a testament to the sorrow it held. This was believed to be the source of the haunting. The very essence of the place felt disturbed, as if the ground itself was unsettled by the events that transpired. Shadows moved where there should be none, and whispers filled the air, hinting at a presence that refused to be forgotten.
Paranormal investigators had arrived. drawn to the chilling tales. Equipped with their devices and skepticism, they sought to uncover the truth behind the stories. The air crackled with anticipation as they ventured into the unknown, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. They felt the energy, sensed the despair. The investigators' faces reflected the unease that permeated the place. Every creak, every whisper seemed to confirm the presence of something otherworldly. The despair of the past seemed to seep into the present, affecting all who dared to enter.
But answers remained elusive. Vrindavan Society remained haunted. Despite their efforts, the investigators could not provide a definitive explanation. The mystery of the haunting persisted, leaving more questions than answers. The building stood as a silent witness to the unresolved past. To this day the whispers continued, the shadows lingered. The passage of time had not diminished the eerie presence that haunted the Vrindavan Society. The flickering lights and moving shadows served as constant reminders of the unsettled ground beneath. And the woman in white still roamed the corridors, a chilling reminder of an unsettling past. The mystery remained unsolved. Her presence was a ghostly echo of the tragedy that once occurred, a spectral figure that kept the past alive. The Vrindavan Society remained a place where the past and present intertwined, forever haunted by its history.